Welcome everybody to the broadcast today, and I'm very glad you are joining me. This is Baba Yooba, Aboruboye, Aboye Boshishe. To everyone joining us today, and we are asking that the energies of the ancestors aid us to be able to speak effectively on the subject matter today. We will talk about the underworld concept, the origin of darkness. The underworld concept, the origin of darkness. Ìbálára àtàjèrò, tọ̀rọ̀gún àti ilé ìlà, ìbà àwọn eléwé àkọ́kọ́, àwọn elégbò ìkẹyìn, ìbà ìyìn àpàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́, arúgbàṣọ mábàlẹ̀. We send our own kudos, veneration to the mothers, the women, the witches, the wizards, the herbalists, the spiritualists, the specialists, male, female, energy, all of you. I give you kudos for your contribution to this vast cosmos of the universe called our world today. Let's talk about the underworld concept. The choice of word should be a pointer to whatever knowledge or wisdom that we are to get from this teaching. Let me use the medium to also say to you that one of the greatest problems of mankind is their overly dependence on mysticism, magic, miracle, or the supernatural. That's one of the greatest. There is a codeine in town. There is a drug in town. There is a cocaine in town. It is called the overly dependency on mysticism, magic, miracle, supernatural. Although the natural cannot exist without the supernatural, however, the existence of the natural is enough in itself. Someone was asking me, do you believe that you are a superhuman? The basis for that question, I asked, said, because the way you speak seems like you yourself know the secret of wisdom. You must be superhuman. I said, no. I am not a superhuman, and I don't believe in superheroes. But I believe that being human is super enough. Being human is super enough. The simplicity of being human is in the fact that human is the processing unit or a factory for every other thing that he can lay his hands on, he can behold. Look at this. This is water. It exists independent of me. Now check it out. took a little bit of that water, and so the water I took is not existing independent of me anymore. It is existing as me. The ability of this human body to convert whatever you put into it and make it one of you. That is super. You do not need to live in the supernatural when you come to terms that being human is super enough. This cocaine addiction, this placebo, this gullibility, and the dire need of wanting to believe in something or someone is the greatest undoing of mankind. I was at the police yesterday for one thing or the other. And the people who invited me said, "You are a God-fearing man." And I said, no, don't go there. I am not a God-fearing man because I do not believe in God. I do not do what I do for the fear of hell or the reward of heaven. Because if they exist, I allow or permit those who believe in them to go there. And the IPO was like, "Are you telling me you don't believe in hell? That there is no heaven?" I said, I have not said there is no hell or there is no heaven. I have just said everyone who believes in hell or heaven are free to go there. And a woman behind me said, "So you are saying the trumpet will not sound?" I said, I have not stopped the trumpet from sounding. Unfortunately, it has refused to sound. But whenever it sounds, the occasion for it, those who can hear it can dance to it. And that opened up a line of conversation where we have to talk about this, that, and all that. The concept of Godship. My dealings with mankind is that it is the greatest torment and terror, a device of torture that has ever been invented by mankind. For those who believe in God, never fulfill their purpose as gods because of the need to constantly bow your will, your purpose, your intentions, your capability to something you do not see. So you go to pray for approval from what you have not seen. And they were asking me that the Muslims believe in Allah. The Christians, they believe in God, Yahweh, whatever. I said, are you aware there are different versions of God to all this? Because the Muslim, the Sunni God is different from the Shia God, different prerequisite. The Christians, the Catholic God is different from the other Methodist, the Anglican, the Baptist, the Pentecostal. You guys create God according to the doctrines that was laid down for you by those you respect. And so you live in constant terror, torment, and torture. And the so-called heaven and hell that you created have different perspective, different prerequisites. And the woman said, "Do you know I'm hearing this for the first time and it sounds interesting?" Unfortunately, I was not there to entertain her. Mankind needs something to believe. Mankind will believe everything except himself. It is valid only when what a man believes is outside of himself. Whatever a man believes from outside of himself do not take validity until a man processes it inside of himself. The foolishness of human thinking. If you do not give it a place, it cannot be a fact. It cannot control your life. but you constantly look for something outside of you to feel good inside of you. The concept of mysticism, miracle, supernatural, and all of those things, when you become overly dependent on them, you deprive yourself of the ability to be God. And this lady said, what then do you believe in? I said, I believe in you as well as I believe in me. But me first before you, because those who lack faith in themselves will lose trust in others. And she was like, why would you believe in me? I said, because I'm here at your desk to provide solution to my problem. Not in the church, not praying to God. And she said, what? Is it wrong for people to pray? I said, only mad people pray. Strongly mad, chronically mad people pray. Because if you will come to terms with yourself, praying and drinking to stupor are the same thing. The two of you will see visions. And two of you are doing something, you are trying to run away from your problem. When you finish praying, if what you need to do is to drink, you will still go and drink. When you finish drinking to stupor, if what you need to do is to go to farm, you will still go. Drinking to stupor does not solve the problem of putting yourself in the farm to sow or to plant the seed you want. Praying yourself to stupor does not still stop the fact that you need to come down to the thinking table. So people who pray and people who get drunk have the same effect. And do you know what? They see the supernatural. Those who pray say, an angel is coming, he's doing me like this. They begin to have sensation, emotion everywhere. Those who also drink, they have this kind of exponential reaction to everything looks big to them. And so they are so convinced that they are problem. The moment the wine gets off their face, they face their problem again. The moment the aura of the prayer goes away, you face the problem again. So many of you, instead of you going for medical checkup, an operation or something, you have been praying and you have been dying. The day you now succumb to it, your organs are gone. They will now say, gone too soon, because you got tortured, tormented, captivated, and imprisoned by prayer. I know where I'm going to. We're talking about the underworld concept. And so religion and everything attached to it constantly stand as a weapon of mass destruction, faster, greater than any nuclear bomb has ever been created. So, you realize that everything you have ever believed in your life is a concept. A concept. A simple concept. Being a woman is a concept. Being a man is a concept. For a man is not truly a man if he is not also a woman. And a woman is not a complete woman if she's not also a man. Being one above the other is a concept you have been sold to, you have believed. And then another word for concept is called the social construct. The social construct that was handed over to you as a definition of what the society expects of you in this dispensation and time. It is high time you stand your feet on the ground and say, I will do otherwise. I will do what I want. Be careful, they will say you are rebellious. But rebellion is good if it is going to bring about the eternal freedom that you desire. It is only a concept that women are the one who are supposed to train children up. It is a concept that women are supposed to be the one who are, men are supposed to be the one who go out there and make a living. It is only a social construct and a concept that was sold to you that a woman ought to be the help of the man. It is only a mere concept you believed when you began to build what you call faith based on the narration of one man who told you about the Garden of Eden and say, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. It was not there. It will never be there. It is a lie. It is a folklore. This folklore was a myth that was decoded in words. The myth is what you build your faith upon, and that's how you live your life. A concept. So I was telling the person yesterday that, do you know that the Zoroastrian people are the ancient people of Babylon, the modern day Iran, Iraq, Uzbekistan and all that, are the first person to ever conceptualize the afterlife. So they say those who are good here are going to a place, they call it the house of music. You can make your research. The very first definition of what you call heaven ever was termed the house of music. People constantly look forward to what they enjoy in this present life in afterlife. And so they have a way, they love music, all those their music, all those their Middle East music. Not many people can afford music to be played in their house. It is meant for only the rich people. And so because music playing is a scarce commodity, it became a prerequisite and the only reward for afterlife. Every scarce commodity, everything that is not readily available becomes a component of heaven for mankind. Women has been sold to you as a reward for heaven. For those who lack women in life, for those who lack the ability to mate with women, they told them that they will have 72 virgins. So they kill anybody and go to it. People who lack joy, people who lack happiness, depressed people on earth believe they can't go together to write the Bible and say there will not be sorrow, there will not be tears, there will not be pains when you first die and you get to heaven. Why can't they make the world a better place? Everything humankind lack here, they zone it to heaven. When you say you need peace, they say it's in heaven. You say you need love, they say it's in heaven. You say you need happiness, they say it's in heaven. You say you need gold. Gold is something that is found on earth, here. They say the street made of gold is the place where heaven lives. The supernatural is the opium of the religious people. They live on it. They are hooked on it. They are addicted to it. From whence also did the concept of the underworld came. Someone sat down and said the underworld must exist because there is a overworld. They have reduced your intelligence to nothing. Until people started going trans-planet journey, moving into the moon. The Muslim folks believe that the moon is where Allah resides, and the moon practically determines their life. Now, I do not talk about the African people who believe the movement of the moon is a certain symbol angle of what they should do. Not people who bow to the moon. If you are still following me, can I get a yes? Let me get a yes. Until people now started traveling all the way from this planet to the moon, some people hold the moon in such sacredness. How disappointed were you when you realize that the moon is just another place, another planet, where people can poo on and urinate on. Gbogbo nǹkan ló máa ń jẹ ara oko ní ojú. Ignorance made them tell you that God lives in the heavens. In the Hebrew text, the heaven was directly translated from the firmament. From the firmament. Heaven was never a spiritual place. Why? Because in the limitation of their own knowledge as at that time, the one who created them, this sky god, must be inside the sky. And the only place where mankind cannot live is in the sky. So they zoned the one who made them in the sky. So heaven is the firmament. Until mankind began to create airplane jets that break into the cloud from one level of atmosphere to another, stratosphere to hemisphere and all that, people did not really know that there is no God in the sky. The same people who created the firmament of the sky for you as heaven also created the underworld for you. They zoned the sky god there, they zoned devil there, here on earth. The concept of the underworld was first brought about by the word called Sheol. 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 Sheol simply means the deepest of the deepest. The deep of all the deeps. That nothing can be as deep as this deep. And when you find yourself in the deepest of the deepest, number one thing that you lack is light. Light. They also believe that when light is absent in a man's life, then the man begins to feel a sense of torment. A sense of torment within him. I'm talking about the ancient days. I'm not talking about the new ages that brought about fire, lake of burning sulfur and all that. I'm sure by now you know that the way they talk about hell and heaven, it looks like they are in the same neighborhood, but demarcated. They are painting hell and heaven to you as if USA and Mexico. But there's a wall that demarcates them. Before, it used to be very far from each other. Heaven is up, hell is down. The absence of light, is the definition of Sheol. Sheol, the concept of underworld, is the place of total darkness. Okunkun brimu. Total darkness. Accompanying darkness is silence. Are you getting me? One of the major things that accompany darkness is silence. It is in sitting in darkness that you assess silence. It is in embracing silence that you discover who you are. So, in a nutshell, I say darkness is good for you. People who talks about the underworld, talk about the underworld as a forbidden place. They use the word underworld. They come against the concept of underworld. They bring about the abusive or the adulterated concept of the underworld, so mankind can constantly run away from their place of discovery. In the underworld, you also find something, the foundation for everything. Every house built have an underworld, which is the base where you mold the house from. It is when you mold the house on the ground that it stands solid, and the kind of underworld you are willing to get into determines how far you want to go in life or how tall you want your building to go, because the underworld of a skyscraper cannot be compared to the underworld of a duplex. It is the underworld that now gave rise to the real world. You can never discover light without going to the underworld. Underworld used to be a concept for the scholars, for the illuminated, for the enlightened. You go to school of the underworld in those days. Are you with me? You practically are sent to school. They call it the school of the underworld or the school of self-discovery. To go and find out who you are, find out your purpose. If there is a need for you to be locked up in a cell by yourself, you will be locked up and you will be allowed that solace and that quarantine. That moment of self-discovery. It is not people that tell you who you are in those days. It is you that discover yourself. And whatever it is you discover about yourself, you are to teach others. A lot of us, we have escaped our underworld. That's why we follow every idea that comes. We follow every concept that comes. We desperately need Jesus. So you open your mouth and shout, I need you, oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. Bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. You need yourself, not Jesus. You need yourself. People who refuse to go to their underworld will forever float in the outer world of others. It is the very understanding of the basic word and principle of life that makes you become enlightened, not join a secret cult. Why did they call it secret? Why did they call it dark society? You do not need to belong to a cult before you can become who you are. My purpose is to tune you into yourself. I will send you back to the underworld. It is in the underworld that you realize that you cannot underestimate your existence. A foundational place where you go to say how much strength you I have to carry this building. Everyone need a moment of their underworld. It is a concept so beautiful yet so much adulterated. So they call the thieves the men of the underworld. Every bad thing is called underworld. Yet, this underworld is the database for the real world. Those who rule the world today, you call them members of the underworld. So you say they are Illuminatis. Do you know what Illuminati means? Illuminati means illumination. Those who have been illumined. People who have been enlightened. Those who have turned their eyes back into themselves. Your third eye has been opened, meaning that you are now looking inward for the response you need outward. It means that you are now having the ability to look inside yourself for solution of what you need outside. Now you are now a savior of yourself. That you know that nothing get done if it doesn't get in you first before you put it out. That you don't need God in the sky to be a human. You don't need Jesus of the Jew to be a human. You don't need Muhammad of the Saudi Arabia to be a human. That you don't even need to bow down to trees, to idols, to anything. That everything you need is within you. You do not need the name of a person, dead or alive, to be God. To be God. It is the oneness to yourself and the concept of underworld well embraced that makes you look at life the way it should be. Things are not the way you think they are. It is when your third eye open, the third eye is the ability to assess your underworld, that you begin to see things in the light of it. You begin to see things in the light of it. People are quick to say, okay, the eye of Ra, the eye of Eru, and all that. They are symbol of cultism. No, it is a message to you to open your eye. Shine your own eye. Unfortunately, the very message mislead people. Because people want mysticism, miracle, supernatural. They need something to believe in so much. And so they create a cult around a message. You know that one eye? That's always been like this. That one eye. It is a message. Look inward yourself. If your eyes are one and focused, your whole body will be full of what? Please tell me. Surely some of you have been a Christian before. If your eye is what? Is single. If your eye is one. If your eye can be focused, your whole body will be full of what? Full of light. This eye, if it is single, focused, where is it focusing on? Inside of you. The moment you embrace your underworld and darkness, the moment you turn your third eye inward yourself, your whole life will be filled with light. And that makes you your own Savior, your own God, your own Messiah, your own Jesus, your own Muhammad, your own Allah, your own Yahweh, your own Ogun, Oya, Obatala, Obataj. When you get to that spot in life, you are able to control every single element of nature. But the very message of saying, let your eyes be single, is the very message that leads people astray. Are you with me? What we teach here, the African spirituality that I teach you, is not to start a religion or to begin to worship idol. It is that you yourself become the idol, you yourself become the God, you yourself become the Asher, you yourself become the authority, and you become the one who embrace your underworld. Every single word that you want to access is inside of you. Every single word. The parallel word, the inexisting word, the unseen word, the seen word, the word to come, the word of the past, the word of now. It is all within you. It is all within you. Only you can access them. Only you can give them authority to manifest. And that's how your ancestors were living. That's how they became feared on earth. I do not talk about your ancestor of the slavery era. I'm talking about the pre-slavery era. That's how they caught the attention of the world, and everybody want to be a part of this continent collapse. The underworld and its concept that has been abused for a long time now. It's a place of self-discovery. Because of the absence of light, hide a lot of things from you. There are things you will never hear. There are sounds you will never conceive. There are things you will never sight. There are inspiration you will, no matter how much you try, there are inspiration you will never receive during the day when there's light. Light is the greatest distraction you can ever have. Light puts you in the place of complacency. Light puts you in a place where you do not know that your time is ticking. Light blinds you and deafens your hearing to things around you. Darkness activates you. Somebody say, when I'm in the dark, I get scared. You are not scared. In the dark, you become more sensitive. Because you are not used to that level of sensitivity, you think that is fear. It is not fear. What you feel when you are in the dark is not fear. It is awareness. A certain level, you are becoming God. But because you are strained to your supernatural level, you are strained to your divinity. What is divine in you, you are strained to it. So there is a conflict and a confusion within you and your real reality. And so you want to switch on the light so bad. The moment the light comes, it douse that particular opportunity. And then off again. In light, you look at other people's life. In darkness, you look at your life. Light is a scanner of other people's life. Darkness is an X-ray of your own life. Darkness, in that state of the underworld where you are alone all by yourself, you become revealed to you, you become plain to you, you become exposed to you, and all the thought in your heart at that moment is concerning you and you alone. Darkness is a revealer of your ability and divinity. Why do people want to hang out all the time? Why do people want to be in a relationship so badly that when they don't have that relationship, they will go ahead and be shouting and be crying? Not that. You are running from yourself. It's an indication that people will run from you because you are a bad company. Those who run from themselves by inviting others into their life can never have someone who will stay with them because they are already a bad company. Why don't you want to be alone? Why do you complain of being single? Why can't you stay alone? Why can't you travel alone? Why are you scared of your company? Why are you scared of who you are? Constantly, some people want to fill in the gap. Fill in the gap. What is the gap doing in your life? The best people should beg to be in your company. People should beg to share in your serenity. You should not be the one asking them to please don't leave him, please come, please come. Please. You devalue yourself because you are constantly embracing light. Light will show you others. Darkness will show you yourself. Light will expose others to you. Darkness will expose you to yourself. Darkness is what you need. People get married for the wrong reason. They are running from their underworld. People travel for the wrong reason. They are running from the underworld. But the very underworld, which has been misconstrued, misinterpreted, misexplained, and now bastardized to be hell, is the very saving grace of your life. Do you know what they call hell? Hell is a state of darkness. Hell is a place where who you are is revealed to you, and sometimes this darkness can be a place of torment for you because you will know the truth about yourself. And you know what they say about the truth? Truth is what? Truth is what? Truth is bitter. Everyone who has stayed in a place of darkness to know the truth about themselves, they don't often smile. They don't smile. They know the truth about themselves. So when you have issue with people, they say, go to hell. They are telling you, go and examine yourself. Just get out of my sight. Hell is beautiful. It's a place you should visit all the time. It is an underworld concept. It is a place of your discovery. It is a point of darkness where you are revealed to yourself. No one has ever been through hell before and came back not as light. They become the light that the world behold. It is not that they want to be light. It is because the essence of light is darkness. It is because those who really want to shine like the sun must embrace the night. It is because the purpose of darkness in their life is to turn them into a constant light. Now the darkness has revealed them to themselves and has made them a light unto others. So those who embrace the underworld concept never go through life with a surprise. Either good or bad, they are prepared for it. And they are often called the rebellious, often called the unfit in society, undesirable, and antisocial. Because they have realized that light is overrated. Light is purely overrated. It is the concept of the underworld that gave rise to system of divination. The system of divination is not a solution to your problem. It is a channel and a route to your underworld. I often hear this, Baba, you have not seen me before, but what you are saying is right. What you are saying is right. In fact, you are completely saying what you know. Most of those things they would have discovered on their own if they are quiet, and if they have mastered darkness just like I have. They have mastered darkness just like I have. Only the masters of darkness can see life in its true sense. And I hate to make it look as if this duty is for some selected few. You too can do it. The system of divination exists so that you can be guarded or guided into your darkness, not to your light. It is those who have been guarded and be guided into their darkness that become the light of the world. The system of divination reveals you to you so that you can continue to discover the real you. Sometimes it's not always easy. When you go for divination, it is not what you want to hear that you get to hear. Because what is really bothering you and what is of utmost concern of your life, you are not looking at that. You are full of light in that. But the darkness in you is where system of divination attack. As it is today, tomorrow may not be like that. Even the Babalawo will go to make divination. I still want to, because it is a deep without an ending. That's what life is. When you go for divination, we simply go back to where you came from. You came from where? And you go back to where? You came from darkness. It is the darkness that you go back to. Those who came from nothingness, we go back to nothingness. You will close your eyes every day, so running back to nothingness. Every single time you call it sleep or rest. But what you actually do is to go back to where you came from, the dark. Your life existed out of darkness, out of death. It is the death and darkness that your life existed from that you go back to. All that you live between the time you were born and the time you die is to look at others. Do you just take time out to go back to what you are? What are you? What about you? The exposure to life at the birth of a child is the beginning of that child's calamity, because that's the reason why they always cry. This is painful, and no child cries in the womb. Have you noticed a child that shed tears in the womb? In the state of womb, there is no regret, there is no adino, there is nothing called pain. Darkness is blissful. It is when they were born that everything began to. So we were born from darkness. You will die into it. Why don't you master where you came from, so that you can approach with confidence where you are going to? Darkness is not bad after all. Darkness is never your enemy. As a matter of fact, those who embrace it, they run the world. People who embrace darkness are the ruler of the world. Call them whatever name. You go know what they know, and you will be as they have become. Go know what they know. You will become as they are. The concept of the underworld, which has been bastardized because a lot of you now run away from it. You don't want to be this, you don't want to be that, you don't want to hear this, you don't want to do that. Take a journey of self-discovery. Seclude yourself. Move away from light. Then you find illumination in darkness. In darkness. In darkness. A babalawo that does not know how to remove himself from light, withdraw himself from event, charade, and all. And I always say to people, I said, everybody is a babalawo. There is a secret that is sacred in the universe that has been revealed to you, which I don't know yet. But are you presenting it to people as a service, or you are holding it from them? You just need to learn and train yourself. Get a mentor, a guide, a guardian, and then you will become fully what you are. And you will be able to maximize your own darkness. You'll be able to maximize your own darkness. Whenever you do, things will happen to you. Number one, you will be proud of yourself, but do not allow pride to get to you. You will be proud of yourself. Do not allow pride to get to you. Not everybody know who they are in the episode of life. And not everybody know it on time. Not everybody know who they are. See, out of over 7 billion human beings on earth, not up to 100 million know who they are. And not all those 100 million actually know it on time. If you are privy to know, you might be tempted to be proud. That will send you back into darkness. Why? Because you will keep looking for light. Proud people need relevance. Proud people need accolade. Proud people need acceptance. Proud people need recognition. Proud people need attention. And all of these are characteristics of light. Distraction. Number two, people will come against you. People will come against you. People who love light are shallow people. Those who love light are shallow people. They are surface people. They have no foundation. They go with the trend. they are always what is in vogue kind of people. People of light. The light people are actually light in weight. The light people are light-weighted people. They are light in weight. Their concerns are all about, what am I going to wear? What am I going to eat? What am I going to say? What will they say to me? Who loves me? Who will not love me? Who is rejecting me? What's going on? What's trending? What's in vogue? Where should I go to? Everything about them requires notice, 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 notice. Noticing and attention is their motivation. The moment they realize that you are living beyond the physical, now they begin to say, what is your kiloruko tienli alaro? What's your own that you want to be different from us? They will now begin to use words like, we are praying for you. Don't mind them. They want you badly to be as foolish as them. They want you badly to be as lost as them. They want you badly to be as vain as them. They want you so badly to become as useless as them. But they will use words like, we are praying for you. God loves you. Jesus loves you. And not that when you don't budge, they begin to threaten you with hell. When you don't budge, they associate with you. When you don't budge, they stop doing business with you. When you do not budge, they come against you. With everything they have, they will mess your name up. They will get you arrested. That is the real persecution. Light people are the most dangerous people. Light people are the most shady people. Light people are the most shallow human beings. But there's something about being a dark. There's something about darkness. There's something about the underworld. You cannot be shaken. No matter how crazy the storm is, the foundation of the house does not get uprooted. Can I say that again? No matter how shaky the storm may be, the foundation of the house never gets uprooted. If you are truly the underworld generation, nothing they do will move you. They may destroy your work, but they will not destroy your essence. And if you have done it before, you can always do it again. So if you are going to be a person of the underworld, you must be willing to rebuild over and over again. Rebuild over and over again. Rebuild over and over again. Because the more you build, the more you know how not to build. And the more you know how not to build, the more they also try to say you will not build. You must continue to build. When what you know how to do is to love, you must continue to love. If what you know how to do is to speak, you must continue to speak. Do not let them take away your confidence just because they are light and you are dark. If what you know how to do is to give, you must not, because they come against you, stop giving. Because the real essence of who you are, your reality, should not be determined by the light. It is in the darkness and that underworld which you are. You know the beautiful thing? As strong and solid as a foundation in the underworld way, it does not fight for recognition. It does not fight for the limelight. It does not fight for accolade. No fighting for attention. But without it, nothing can stand tall. Live your life in such a way that nothing can gain relevance if they do not contact you without you announcing yourself to them. Let them seek your opinion. Live a life in that way. How do you do? Discover who you are. Your moment of the underworld. Separate yourself. Take yourself afar. Receive your own baptism of darkness. And in darkness, you become light. Aboruboyo. Aboye boshishe. Ogbo ato. Ewure ìwòrìwò fún ajúṣe fún wa o, àyẹ̀wò kalẹ̀ o. Gbégbé ìgbésókò a ò ní gbésókò o. Ìyànjú làgbà ń gbà. Ìyànjú ni mò ń gbà o. I'm only trying to put my best across there. You never can tell. Èèyàn lè kú at any garden time. In the darkness we came from, we are running the race back into the darkness. Should I go to my darkness tomorrow? I've done what I should do as of today. Are you doing what you should do? Are you embracing your darkness? Are you willing to face the consequences of it? Are you willing to go all the way, the length? Would you do away with this life of seeking recognition, accolade, attention, and all that, and be the solid one beneath? Because you have advantage. Even though no one sees you, yet no one can do without you. Even though no one is lifting you up, yet no one can stand without you. Ojú yín á ríre o, ojú yín ò ní rí bí. Pàtàkì igun báyìí, ẹni tápà fi ṣègùn nukó. Ẹ di pàtàkì èèyàn láwùjọ látòní lọ. Maybe one day you stop being one of those people who keep singing, I need you, oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. Bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. You begin to say, I need me. Oh, I need me. Every time I need myself. I am blessed by the universe. I don't need nobody else. Thank you very much for being part of this broadcast. And I really appreciate you joining. Don't forget to be part of our social media platform on Instagram at Baba_Yooba. At Baba_Yooba. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's where the main stuff happen. Baba Yooba on YouTube, Baba Yooba on Facebook. You can also connect me on my Telegram at Baba Yooba on Telegram. Now, I really want you to be part of our African Spirituality Hub. It's a place where we are family. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. Nigerian time, we hold meeting, shrine session, where we talk about things, beautiful things that expose us, things that we can't talk in public. And I want you also to use your URL to search for africanspiritualityhub.com. africanspiritualityhub.com. In our internet community, you'll be able to register yourself as a full-fledged member. You'll be able to access so many other ingredients that we have, so many other tools. We have our internet store where you can order your spiritual materials. Maybe you want to do this or that. You too can be a babalawo. Learn one after the other. You don't need to join a certain cult to be something fantastic in life. You can get all those items, begin to learn. How can I do divination? I cannot do this. Go and learn. You can do this. Be your own. That is my whole existence. Be your own damn God. And every other things you want to do, maybe your herbs and all that, we have herbalists on our website there who can help you out. You can also make a contribution to our community by starting a thread of your own and people engaging you. And for those who are constant and faithful donor to the very many humanitarian causes that we do, the feeding of children at Okeorisha and all that, you'll be able to also donate only via the website. We don't collect money from people who have not signed our donor agreement. We are bringing up a tool on the website these days that will be able to see the transparency of who donated, what was donated, and what is the account balance, what have we spent so far. I believe in African spirituality that brings about improvement and progress to African children, African people. I see no reason why we practice spirituality if it does not affect our physical life. We are building orphanage home as I speak to you. We bought land, acquired land, Okeorisha, where we are going to be erecting a wellness center for free medical attention for people. We are also feeding 500 children, over 500 children close to them every month in a certain community where we are domiciled. We are also going to be putting up some vocational classes for our children to teach them the cultural heritage of our ancestors, to act it out in play, to do storytelling and all of those things. And we are working with some of our partners also to be able to bring information technology to our children so that we can expose them to robotic engineering, which is artificial intelligence. So we don't only talk to them about Ogunlakaye as a god of iron, where we put oil on an iron. We also speak about Ogunlakaye as the one who understands the machine language by training our children to do all these things. My aim in your life is not to carve a idol for you to bow to, or to tell you to go and be bowing down to a tree or whatever. Yes, I will teach you how to speak to trees. I'll teach you how to speak to waters. I'll speak you how to speak to air. I'll speak you how to speak to sand, earth, and everything. I'll teach you how to harness the intelligence of all these things you call not living things, because they live actually. But I will not teach you how to bow to any of them. If they won't bow to you, you must not bow to them. I'm not going to teach you about the sky god. I will not teach you about heaven or hell. I'm not going to teach you much about afterlife. I'm just going to teach you about reincarnation. My aim in your life is that in this episode of life and everyone that you grace, please be a God. Be a God. Take responsibility for your life, because you are the God that you are looking for. That is the kind of African spirituality that I practice, and that is the kind of African spirituality that I'm going to teach you. Thank you very much for being part of it. And for those who are supporting us constantly, against all odds, against every propaganda, against every form of storm, against every lies and all that, may the universe support you also. And may you have someone to support you and be with you in a time of your need. We will speak the truth. If the truth does not stand, then we don't deserve to be standing tall at all. Ire, ire cavity. Bye for now.